When we first bought the boat, the portside generator kind of has always had this funny little problem. You hit the start button, and it doesn't just start after a few seconds. There's another breaker that you kind of have to press manually to get it to start. That's how the previous captain explained how to start it, and he'd had that problem for at least a year. So that was basically how we were told to start the generator. So kind of a problem. So I just accepted that. But even that stopped working when we were down in Florida, that push button thing. And that's when that other generator guy kind of helped me think that there's a cable problem, because we jiggle some cables and it would start. Remember, I replaced the starter, I jiggled things.
Yeah.
Finally, I found something that I think I connected better, and it now started working. Everything started working. You push the button. I didn't have to push anything else, but I did have to wait like 40 seconds for it to start. The starboard generator, you wait about 5 seconds. There's a timer. Anyway, that was okay, because at least it was starting down in Florida.
Yeah.
Now, when we got up here, you push the button and nothing happens at all.
Yeah.
You push the button and nothing happens at all.
Yeah.
Nothing. So today we started looking at it, and our first issue is that yesterday we started looking at it. We found that there's a solenoid that controls the water flow for coolant,
Yeah.
the raw water, and that had shorted out. So we got rid of that. It still didn't fix it. Today we kind of took apart the wiring harness, and we eventually figured out the battery had dropped its voltage, so the battery was low. So we charged up the battery, and it still wasn't working, but we could make it work if we used the power probe in the right way. So then we found kind of the main breaker in the generator head, which was all tucked away, kind of hard to find. I've been wondering where it was. We found this breaker, and it's a weird breaker because it has a fuse in it. So the breaker the fuse had blown. So we went to buy a new fuse. Actually, we jumped that, and it started just fine. We went to buy a new fuse. They didn't have that, but we got a different kind of breaker. So now we have a new 15 amp breaker in there. So we fixed that, and then we could start it. But still, we got back to the place where the panel. You push the button, and now we had to wait like 3 minutes to finally start. In fact, we waited 30 seconds like we did down in Florida, but we started fiddling with other stuff, and we weren't even touching it, and it started. About 3 minutes passed. Then we tested it several times. We hit start. 3 or 4 minutes later, it would start. We're like, this timer thing, this thing, this must be bad. So we went to lunch, kind of studied Google to figure out what the hell's going on. And then finally we came back, we decided we're going to remove the timer. And this timer, when you push this in, it's supposed to rise up. It's supposed to take 1 second to 30 seconds to rise up. This thing takes forever to rise up. This was actually in my very first video. So this thing is screwed up. This little plunger thing.
Yeah.
So I found another one of these, and we put that on. Well, it still didn't work. Well, that other one I found was from the first video. And this has two parts, top and a bottom. So the bottom of the other one was screwed up. So we took the top of the old one and the bottom of the new one, put them together. Now it works perfect. Ever after. Never been better. Of course, I'll try it in the morning. It better start in the morning. But the final straw was the fact that I had to use the head of one and the ass of another.
Yeah.
I MacGyvered it.
MacGyvered the part.
Of course, I'm going to buy a new one of these, and these things are ridiculous. This thing, there's no electronics in it.
Yeah.
It costs as much as like a cheap Android phone. It's $180 for this thing.
Not much to me.
Given what it is, it's nothing.
Because it's a marine.
It's not marine. They use this on commercial buildings also.
Oh, that means it's a happy ending. When you started talking, I feel like, my gosh, I was just waiting for the disastrous end.
It is a happy end. It is a happy end. It is a happy end.